What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the sideshow. Jesse Cotton may be the undisputed ultimate duelist, and Pac may be a 3-time champion at this point, but Raidraptors are getting tops here and there. That's something that I did not think would be happening. I'd been talking trash on the deck to a good degree. Raidraptor Duelist even chimed in saying, I don't think it's going to be doing it. And here we are. Rank Up Magic Skip Force is down to 25 total listings as of this video. So you might want to be pulling it out of bulk and listing them. They're a little more money than you might have thought they were. We did cover this going down initially, but it's even more sparse. And yeah, 2017 was some time ago. We're in 2024 now. Raidraptor, Arsenal, Falcon, super rares out of Rise of the Duels. This is another one you might have just shoved in other cards and bulk and not know that this is $10. The lowest is 969, nice, before it is quickly 10 and then 11 here on the front page, getting quite a few sales at that $10 plus mark. So again, pay attention, and sometimes it pays you. Now on to the more relevant stuff that's getting played around. Crossout Designator is finding its way into a tier 0 format where it thrives. The fire decks, it's able to just take care of things here and there. The secret rare certainly is up in price towards $17.50, and I like this version more than the OG, and the OG actually might have bitter memories for some who spent, what, 140, 150 on that card during pre-sales back in the day. So the OG Ultra is lagging behind the Secret Rare Prismatic. They're both out of 10s, but I do like the Secret more than the old one. And again, tons of versatility within this format. A hot tech that appeared was Foolish Return, not Foolish Burial, and it does have a Lart that is getting targeted. Luckily, we have easy access versions if you just want to play this tech card. Stops you from getting Gimmick Puppet, it turns out. I still like certain other cards a little more, but I do see why people are going for this. It's a quick play. Select one card from your opponent's graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. That reactivity can be very utilized at times, but again, I feel like it's a bit more niche. Let me know what this does versus, say, DD Crow and other cards that you like specifically for it, because you still have to have it either be your turn or commit it to the field, in my opinion, but maybe there's different windows where you're wanting to be able to use it as well. Speaking of quick play spells, Cosmic Cyclone, especially the OG print, is starting to go up as people look for different nice versions of this card. So be aware, many versions of this are going lower on quantities, up in price, and it's a card a lot of people will have access to. And even those lower versions that are still hollow, like Dual Devastator, are starting to become a good chunk of money, around $3 from there. That's the set that keeps on giving. Psyframe Gear Delta, now Jesse Cotton Momento. This was already going up a very good amount, and here it goes even further, just absolutely nuts, above $20 to 22/23, and getting sales in that range. This one's just wild to me to see it reach that height, but here we are. It's doing its thing in the format, and people were on it ahead of time, and here it goes to really like gamma levels back in the day. Maze is going up per box, almost $100 box. It just speaks to Bonfire, and what's also very interesting is the collector rare price versus the Ultra. Usually we see a 2.5 to 3 multiplier, but here people just want access to this card, so it's not even double for the collector rare, but people are willing to pay a lot for the regular version. There's some listed by zero feedback sellers around the 115, but you're getting towards 125 to find top rated sellers plus on this card. And yeah, people just want access, is why the top rarity is not doing all that much more than the Ultra. But again, Maze Box is also becoming extremely expensive. Hida has been going up, and we have the super rare here, and then the Starlight rare for the holographics if you're wanting to play. The rest of them are common and rare. Easy access if you just want the card. But be aware, the Charmer's starting to go back up for some, which also has a lot of speculation with future sets having the light theme of Lina being there, and there are some recent sales rates to be noted that people are starting to buy these ahead of time, despite it having been non-stop coming down up till this point. So if you are interested, Lina actually has only holo versions, you might want to get your cheaper copy sooner than later using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Phantom Nightmare also doing impressive as a box. We've seen a lot of the last sets actually just climbing up in price since Rarity Collection, but we do see some of the ultras coming down and then a lot of other things to talk about. But Poplar's actually popping back up just a hair in price while Promethean Princess continues to go down. You just don't need as many of her as Poplar, and even though more decks are playing it, it's less necessary in terms of the quantity per deck and demand, I guess, in the top tier. Yubel has new support coming, and it has spiked up in price. People are still debating on what the card does or if you can make out the text, etc. It's like Squint meme looking at the text, but be aware it has new support coming and is popping way up in price, $15 for that ultra rare, and the quarter century secret rare starting to rebound just a bit towards $100 right now. So Yubel ultras, you can gamble, sell them, not sell them. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know the future of card prices, but with stuff like this, I feel like it gets overhyped a bit. And I think it's also a promo, those things that the TCG don't like to have around as much as the OCG. So who knows when that's going to get imported as well for the rehype cycles. We have Magicians of Bond of Unity, specifically Age of Overlord, getting bought out here. Now, this pack is no longer in the cycle for regionals, etc. So it seems targeted to try to push this up or get in on it right now. I like the yellow color the least. It's a second iteration. It's not the first out of Dune, which isn't going to repopulate itself as much. But to be fair, Age of Overlord, most of those copies are out here at this point because it was a highly desired set. And then Phantom Nightmare might have a similar trend. So it'll be interesting to watch if they try to replicate that on the red version and push it up towards 80-ish like the green version is at, and also where it will go from here. Are people going to start listing at 75, 70, please take it, or hold on and say, wait a minute, are people going to complete this line later? Right now, all sub 100 though for a collectible, a lot of people thought was the next 10,000 Dragon, which with that many printings just wasn't going to happen, but at the same time, I did think it would be around the 125 myself. Metamorphosis, I brought up the ultra rare, and the play actually with this in Runic is to be able to go into a fusion, then go into sprite cards from the main deck with this while freeing your extra monster zone. It's pretty darn cool, but this specifically, the quarter century secret rare, has spiked mad up. I only covered the ultra and going for penny stonks, but the top end of this, it was cheaper, under $30, and now the lowest listings are around 75. So where the sales will actually land, we'll have to wait and see. I could see 35, 45 maybe, but yeah, it has just shot up overnight. Thunder King Ryo, the ultimate rares are way up for past formats, as we have that YCS coming where you're going to be able to play in the past formats. $250 for an Italian lowest near mint before $275 for the English copies, and the sales last were around 200. So this has been there for a little bit, but what's also gone up are the secret rare versions, with light play selling in the 40s, near mint at 70, and the lowest near mint is still around 70 here. I did not think I'd see the day where the secret rares were this heavy in price. Light and Darkness Dragon is not only for past format, but for current, with I'm SETI doing a little something in the OCG, almost topped a regional according to someone in our Discord. Somebody got 10th with this. So with the horror stuff, you can do lad plays, and it's very low on quantities, even for the common. So you might want to be looking for this while you're looking through bulk as well. Although I would think you would have this piece of history set aside and not in bulk, right? That's just me. That's me. I remember the terror of this card being released. Secret Rare is super nice out of the GX manga. Of course, there's the retro pack version, but when the common is selling out, something's there. Although, I'm SETI is nothing but down in price lately, and more affordable, but still very expensive, around $55 to $56. Just note, tons of things, thanks to Fire being tier 0, is coming down in price, like Primeval Planet. Look at this non-stop downward motion after Bandless Type. Oh my gosh, tier limit best deck again. That one was overstated, wasn't it? It's around $10 for this card before a reprint's even around the corner. That's pretty darn wild, isn't it? So pretty nice to see this coming on down in price and be very reasonable. And then you do have, again, like other cards coming down thanks to Fire. So there is a silver lining in the dominance and the actual price of the format, but still even some of the more rogue options or tier 1.5/2, they're very, very expensive to still be playing. And that's the name of the format and why people are trying out other stuff. And rogue, once it's noticed, just doesn't feel cheap anymore. That's kind of the cycle we're living in right now. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these conversations, as well as the more unique cards that we try to dig through for you from the Discord. Thank you all so much for enriching my content. I'll see you all Wednesday.